Y'all, writing can feel like pushing a 10-ton boulder. The more we care, the heavier it gets. It can feel so unfair. Why is writing harder for me than someone who cares about it less? The more I care, the harder I work, the heavier it all feels. It's frustrating, but the answer is not to care less or to try less. It is to stop pushing so hard. Today we're going to talk about 3 ways to stop pushing that boulder up the hill without giving up on your writing goals. Take a deep breath. You've made it to the writing woods. Here we are not pushing anything. There's no stress, no pressure. The only folks here are those who love writing and are passionate about what we're doing. To get to know your fellow storytellers, head over to writingwoods.com. Over there, we're all building better, more sustainable relationships with our writing practice. We're working toward our goals and telling the stories we love without driving ourselves crazy in the process. Because y'all, when you care deeply about the story you're writing, you put all kinds of pressure on yourself. Pressure to be perfect, to produce something meaningful, pressure to not fail. Suddenly the stakes are high, and it's not just about getting words down on the page anymore. It's about getting the right words down, the perfect words. We evaluate everything before we ever put pen to paper, and we freeze ourselves by overanalyzing and critiquing. Our minds are not meant to analyze and create at the same time. Doing this combines 2 incompatible cognitive modes called divergent and convergent thinking. We can't do both at once, so we just freeze. But you tell me it didn't used to feel that hard. Sure, it probably felt easy when you were a teenager and had no mortgage and nothing but potential, or even when you came to writing later in life. You hadn't had time to accumulate expectations and failures. Somewhere along the way, we learned to push, to force, to measure ourselves by our output. And all of a sudden, writing is no longer just writing. It becomes a symbol of our identity, something we use to measure our value. And that is way too much pressure to put on storytelling. But wait a minute, y'all. Why are we pushing this thing up a hill anyway? We are overthinking every sentence, editing while we draft, staring at the blank page, willing inspiration to show up, chasing perfection, over planning. And yet, the more we push, the heavier it gets. Maybe writing isn't about pushing. Maybe we should just step aside and let it roll downhill. Let gravity do its work. Maybe we should try to steer the ideas instead of forcing them. Of course, it's not quite that easy. To stop pushing, we have to first drop the weight of our expectations, our guilt, our fear. We have to get back to seeing writing and storytelling as something without consequences. The answer is not to care less. It's to care differently. We need to rewire our relationship with our writing practice and retrain our brain to see storytelling as something joyful without stakes. So how do we actually start caring differently? Here are 3 things you can do right now to lighten that load. Number 1, separate drafting from judging. Evaluating and analyzing your writing as you are drafting is the quickest way to start feeling like it is a weight you have to carry and to freeze yourself up mentally. Focus on just writing. Notice when you start to evaluate and analyze, and remind yourself that the only thing your first draft has to do is exist. Number 2, set small, progress-focused goals. Showing up is a win, y'all. It doesn't matter if you write 10 words or 10,000. If you start optimizing for the process instead of the outcome, your relationship with your writing practice will naturally improve. There won't be any pressure to produce because you've already achieved your goal just by sitting down to write. Number 3, name the burdens. The weight feels heaviest when it is unnamed. When you sit down to write, Think about what is really weighing on you. Is it fear of never producing something you're proud of? Shame at not being farther along in your writing career? Name it out loud or write it down. Call it out by name and lighten it just a little. These 3 things will help us stop pushing that boulder up the hill and start steering it on the way down. We don't want to fight against our own writing practice. It should be something that helps us, something that works with us, not an adversary to overcome. So the next time writing feels impossibly heavy, remember that caring is good. Pressure is optional. Step back, breathe. Try to guide instead of forcing. The boulder will move. Your words will come. And maybe, just maybe, you'll find it easier and even enjoyable to write again.